and she just yoinks her. Snatches her own twin sister, shoves her in a bag, probably burlap, very scratchy, and says, "Right, your life is mine now. Enjoy the desert, loser." How is that not the most gangster thing you've ever heard?
For the love of literature, that is not the takeaway. It's kidnapping, it's identity theft on a monarchical scale, it's fundamentally unsound.
Oh, lighten up. It's called drama. Welcome to Heart Book Radio, the only book show that knows protagonists are basically just celebrities, waiting for their first scandal.
And I'm trying desperately to inject some semblance of intellectual rigor into the proceedings. Today, we're dissecting, or perhaps, more accurately, Brawling Over Twin Crowns by Catherine Doyle and Catherine Weber. A fantasy involving, well, twin crowns and theft thereof.
Basically, the Parent Trap if Lindsay Lohan was a witch trying to commit regicide and also steal her sister's fiancé's bodyguard. Which, honestly, upgrade.
That is startlingly reductive, even for you. The core conflict revolves around Wren, a witch raised in hiding, swapping places with her identical twin, Princess Rose, to reclaim their ancestral throne from the humans who persecuted their kind. It raises questions about birthright, justice, revolution versus...
Blah, blah, blah. Justice. Let's talk about Wren. Okay, so she pulls this epic swap. Genius. But then she immediately starts making goo eyes at Tor, the bodyguard, who, reminder, is guarding her sister's fiancé. Girl code. Hello. More like felony code. I bet she's one of those people who double, dips chips. Total psychopath.
While her methods are ethically dubious, Wren is fighting for her people. She's been trained since birth for this mission, believing Rose's life is rightfully hers. It's a classic usurper narrative, albeit with more tiaras and teenage hormones. You have to acknowledge the systemic oppression the witches faced.
Oppression, schmoppression. What about Rose? Poor thing gets snatched, dragged through the sand by some dude named Shen, who sounds suspiciously like my neighbor Gary. After 3 beers, all sarcasm and bad life choices, and finds out her twins. A life-stealing psycho. I'd be demanding therapy and probably a restraining order. One reviewer literally said they needed personal vengeance for Rose. I get that.
Rose's arc is compelling. Her transformation from pampered princess to resilient survivor is arguably the book's strongest element. But Shen isn't just some dude. He represents the roguish archetype, the charming scoundrel.
Oh, please. He's Flynn Rider if Flynn Rider constantly needed a shower and maybe had warrants. People compared him to Chandler Bing. Could he be any more of a walking red flag? But okay, fine. Rose falls for him. Stockholm Syndrome? Anyone? Or maybe she just really hates sand, and he had water. Desperate times.
It's framed as enemies to lovers, a very popular trope, unlike, say, Wren immediately jeopardizing her entire centuries in The Making Coop for a broody bodyguard who hunts witches for a living. The cognitive dissonance is staggering.
Okay, but Tor has a wolf, named Elsk. That bumps his hotness score up by at least 3 points. Even if he is basically Matthias from 6 of Crows, but with fewer waffles and more suspicion. Reviewers think he's hiding something huge. Probably another secret twin. Or maybe he is a witch. Plot twist.
Speculation aside, the central question remains, is this book actually any good, or is it just shiny?
Define good? Did it make me want to throw it across the room? Yes. Mostly 'cause Wren is infuriatingly self-centered. I, as one reviewer put it. She thinks she knows everything, but acts like a hormonal idiot half the time. But also, that bookcase kiss? Page 338. Hello. One reviewer said it would replay in their empty noggin on repeat. Relatable content.
Ah yes, the infamous bookcase scene, peak way absurdity. But beyond the furniture-adjacent romance, the plot relies heavily on familiar tropes. The evil advisor Willem Rathborne is practically twirling a cartoon mustache. The twin swap itself is hardly groundbreaking. One reviewer quit at 31%, calling it boring.
Boring? Did they miss the part where someone gets poisoned? Or the bit about past witchy dismemberment? Okay. Maybe it's not war and peace, but it's fun. Like a Disney movie. But someone actually dies on screen. Remember poor Ansel? People were shocked.
The Ansel situation was rather abrupt, I concede, but the reliance on all caps for shouting one reviewer threatened violence. I can't say I blame them. It's typographically assaultive.
See? Passion. That's what we want. People are either team, Wren, burn it all down. Or team, Rose, get my life back, and also maybe that cute kidnapper. It's like that time. You tried to argue Twilight was high art.
We are not revisiting the Cullen catastrophe. The point is, twin crowns evoke strong reactions, even if those reactions are occasionally unhinged, like the person demanding Tor come home with them, restraining order, perhaps.
Hey, shoot your shot. Okay, fine. Is it perfect? No. Is Wren sometimes the actual worst? Yes. Is Rose's kidnapper romance slightly questionable? Probably. But did I have fun picturing it all? Absolutely.
So, the final verdict, using our highly scientific, peer-reviewed rating system.
Okay. I give Twin Crowns 6 out of 10 stolen identities. It's messy. It's ridiculous. Someone definitely needs therapy. But damn if it wasn't a ride.
I suppose I'll rate it 3 out of 5 questionable alliances. Structurally derivative, yet possesses a certain narrative momentum, and Rose's character growth is commendable, unlike some hosts I could mention.
Bite me. That's all the time we have on Heart Book Radio. Join us next week when we tackle Sentient Slime Mold Seeks Soul Mate. Sounds squishy.
I already have concerns. Until then, keep reading or at least keep arguing about it. This is Heart Book Radio.